Welcome to this ICF Slalom podcast episode, part of the series running until the Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Games. We bring you the inside stories from around the globe from the people who make canoe slalom so special. Here's your host, John Gregory.
A warm welcome to our 2025 episodes. Thanks for joining me. Today we hear from three winners from the Pyrenees Cup races, a series of two races in Pau, France and La Seu d'Urgell in Spain. Always worthwhile listening to Maialen Chourraut from Spain, Miquel Trave from Spain, as well as an extended first conversation with Portugal's Frederico Alvarenga. A recap first on the overall results of the two-race Pyrenees Cup. Winner in K1 Women was Maialen Chourraut. Winner in the K1 Men was Miquel Trave. Winner in C1 Women was Monica Doria from Andorra. Winner in C1 Men was again Miquel Trave. Winners of the series in Women's Kayak Cross was again Monica Doria, and winner of the Men's Kayak Cross was Gail Addison from France. Let's start with five-time Olympian and Rio Olympic Champion Maialen Chourraut from Spain.
This winter we went to Penrith, as you said. We did our winter camp there. It was interesting to be there, share trainings with the team, with other people also, and see the best paddlers there training and racing. After that, we came back home and just arrived home, and we had the Pyrenees Cup first races in Pau, then in La Seu. The winter was coming again, second year with a very cold race in La Seu. But it was nice to be again in the start line with fast people and be there trying to do my best. Also, being kayak cross races, I love to be there. I love that moment that you are in the start position, that you are thinking about what will do the rest of the people that is there with you. Think about the strategy, think about how to take the first upstream, how to go paddling. I love these moments. I like to be there. I like to be here learning with the youngs and be there still fighting. So now we are focused in the selection of this year. Every race till April is selection for us. So this week we will have the Spanish Cup in La Seu again, and will be also selective, and then in Orthez in France, close to Pau. So we are ready, and we are getting ready for that. And after these races, May is coming, the Europeans start on May, and then the first World Cups. The weeks are going fast and the races are coming. So for this year, I hope go race per race. So starting in Ver with the Europeans, then the first World Cup in La Seu, next one in Pau. First World Cups are my home places, like my home places is the places where I train more. So it's good calendar for me. We will see what will happen, but I hope to be there also in slalom and also in cross. So yeah, excited with the season.
That was Maialen Chourraut, winner of the 2025 Pyrenees Cup in both K1 Women and Women's Kayak Cross. She talked to us from home in San Sebastian, Spain. Next, I welcome Miquel Trave back to the podcast. I started by asking him about the Olympics, training camps in Penrith, and selection before talking about the Pyrenees Cup race series. He took the race wins in K1 and C1 in La Seu and overall Pyrenees Cup in both classes.
So for the moment, our Spanish selections are not done yet. Now we did the first few steps because we can have one international race counting. But now we will have Spanish Cup in 1.5 weeks and a second Spanish Cup in almost 1 month, 3 weeks. So then that will be our main selections. So for the moment, nothing. It's done. And I'm pre-selected in C1 for all the season because I was top 5 in Olympics. So I just need to do selections for the K1. Yeah, and about being Olympian, it feels incredible. I've dreamed about it for many years since I was kid, and arriving there and being able to be into the final, it was incredible. The environment, it was amazing, and all the people and stands were cheering really hard. So it was really good experience. And at the end, I felt a bit sad because in when I was in the final, I know that I was really close, but I made one mistake plus a touch, so it was too much to be into the medals. And really small touch, but it pushed me out from the silver to the fifth. But even that, it's not. It's a good result knowing that it's first Olympics. It's not a bad result, but obviously I wanted a bit more. We spent 1.5 months in Australia training, preparing the competitions there, the Australian Open, Oceania Championship, but also for the World Championships, obviously. And it was great. We did hard work there, many trainings every week. Then the races, maybe it was not the best racing. The Oceania Championship, it was just a few days before after we arrived, so we're still not really used to the time there, and obviously not so used to the course. But then second race was maybe a bit better. Still a lot to work for the walls, but I think it was good to be back there after many years without going. Last time I was there, it was in 2019, so I think it's good to prepare the walls, and I think we'll be more ready for the walls. And about Pyrenees Cup, yeah, I'm happy with the result. I'm happy with the performance. These last months hadn't been easier for me in trainings. I don't know. I was not feeling so good, so confident, but this race helped me to gain a bit of confidence on myself, to try to find good performance, good mood for the race. Yeah, to build confidence on myself. Um, and I think it was good. In Po, I had good races, and also in Laseu. Obviously, I could win in K1 and C1. It was not easy, but I felt confidence with myself. I felt that I could do it, and just trust my style, believe my trust my possibilities, and go for it.
That was Miquel Trave, Pyrenees Cup champion in K1 and C1. He talked to us from Laseo, Spain. Finally today, an extended conversation with Laseo's men's kayak cross winner, Frederico Alvarenga from Portugal. You've been around on the international circuit for a few years. I mean, you've got results going back quite a few years, but there's probably, fair to say, many people that don't know very much about you, maybe until this last weekend in Laseo. Congratulations. Can you start off, tell us a bit about yourself? I mean, where did you start paddling? I mean, what drew you into slalom?
I was born in Porto, and then when I was 8, I went to Amarante to live, which most of my family was there. And I actually started canoe slalom because my family, my cousins were paddling as well. So it was just, during those summer breaks where, my mom had nothing for me to do at home. So she just said, I'll put you here with your cousins. And it started when I started when I was 10. And yeah, just paddling here, like home courses. Maybe I'll go to the north of Spain. But that was it until I was around 15 or 16, which was the first time I went to Laseu, which is one of the closest courses we have, Laseu and Po, but Laseu first. And this was the first touch with like real canoe slalom, I would say. And then after that, my first international competition was when I was 18, which was 2016 Junior World Championships in Krakow. And after that, it was just only the way up, as in I went to live in Laseu in 2017 as a preparation for the 2019 Worlds. So the Portuguese Federation assembled their house for the Portuguese athletes, and I was there living with Antoine Launay, with Ivan Silva and José Carvalho. pretty much I stayed there for 2.5 years to train. While I was also taking my bachelor. And yeah, it was a blast to be there and to have the support of the Spanish coaches like Marco Menjo and Eli Guerrero, very nice people. And so yeah, that's pretty much how I started my let's say international competitions and international plans. So pretty much that was how it started during that period between 2017 and 2019.
So one of my partners in crime is Joe Jacoby, who I'm sure you know well. Yeah, he was talking the fact that he's seen you over the years, and yeah, as you say, 2017 training in Laseo, which yeah is a big focus, obviously for you and others.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I met Joe Jacoby, I would say maybe 2017, 2018 when he went to live there. Very nice person. I already had a lot of conversations with him at the time. So yeah, it was very fun to see also the American group there. Yeah, we trained a lot of times together, us and the American group that was there, living mostly Sir Jacoby, the daughter of Joe, and very nice person as well. So yeah, we spent that period of time there, but and the world's passed, and we went everyone to their own separate way. I went back home for that after 2019, then COVID hit, so pretty much it was just about staying home. So after 2019, I actually left Brazil, and now I'm trying to come back slowly to the sport, I would say, since that period, actually.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, Seo and Po, as you've mentioned, yeah, I mean, they're real hubs of paddling. Yeah, I mean, if I look back 2017, 18, I guess that maybe is when you were first arrived in Laseo. It looks as though you were paddling C1. I think you paddled C1 in Worlds around that time as
hmm
well.
I There was a focus of trying to build a C1 team in Portugal. So pretty much I was doing the K1 and C1 as at the time there was no paddlers in C1. So pretty much I started in that. So I started doing the under 23 competitions and senior competition as well. So it was a very nice combination at the time. Overwhelming in some senses, to paddle because here in Portugal we don't have a lot of, let's say, not a very solid structure in terms of training young people. So we had to go to Lascaux to pretty much have that first contact with coaches and daily trainings, by daily training. So that was actually the first time that I was actually seeing people training maybe 2, 3 times a day, which for me at the time was shocking. I was very surprised at the time. I was like, okay, maximum I'll train one time in Portugal. So obviously at the time it was a bit tough to do K1 and C1. Despite not having the best results in C1, it was a very nice experience to do both sports. And actually, because of that sport, I also was able to attend the 2018 Worlds in Rio, which was also amazing, to go there and participate. But yeah, at the time, now I'm a little bit more off in the C1, despite the fact that we're trying to build in the national team, also the C1 team. But right now, I'm just focusing on K1 and Kayak Cross. But we'll see from now on.
Okay, well, the focus in K1 and Kayak Cross seems to be paying off quite well. I mean, you raced 4 World Cup races last year that I can see in K1 and Kayak Cross, including obviously Laseo World Cup last year. Obviously, of course, you're very familiar with, but tell me a little bit about the second race of the Pyrenees Cup. I mean, what was that progression like through the Kayak Cross rounds and then into the final?
Surely to say it was unbelievable for me in my perspective. I was just, it was a bit chilly in Lazio these past few days, maybe 2, 3 degrees during the competition, so it was a bit cold. We started the day with the nice time trials. It went very well, despite there were some small mistakes, but finishing on 12th position, the time trial was very good. Still 4 seconds from Manu Osho, but he's a very nice paddler. I mean, he's just amazing in kayak cross, unbelievable, at least to say. And yeah, so we did a good time trials, and then after it was just about focusing on the kayak cross per se, and the competitions. And first round and second round was very nice. It was according to plan. I saw the athletes that were competing with me. I knew my strategy, so it was quite feasible to go around to pass in those phases, despite having some good athletes. Then we got to semifinals. Then we had Ferran, Trave, and Manuel Show, and that was already another level. It was a level with a lot of good athletes. I mean, under 33 European champions. Then, yeah, World Cup winner Manuel Cho and Miquel Trave. I mean, we can't say
Yeah,
much more
some
about him.
strong paddlers there.
Strong paddles there. So after that, it was just about doing the best I could, pretty much. So I said, okay, let's build the strategy, and I was very lucky in the semi-final because in the first gate I got a little bit stuck with Miquel Trave, so I was a bit delayed. But then I did a good race until the last upstream, and I kind of caught up with them. And at the end, Ferran also had a fault, so I was able to pass in second place. So there was this luck factor in the semifinal with them, which happens all the time in kayak cross. This you gotta train and you gotta be prepared, but there's always this luck factor in kayak cross. And I was very lucky to go to the final. And then the final was just about it was a very nice objective. It was already a good thing to be there, so it was just about doing my best. And I also had the strategy build up, and it went very well since the beginning. I started in fourth position, and I say, okay, I just need to go behind the guys and attack when I can, attacking first gate, and then it was just cruising all the way. So it was a very nice run. I already saw the video like 10 times, maybe. Where is this, let's say, proud moment that you are? So, but it was a very nice day, a very nice preparation for with my team. So it was a very nice experience to have, a very nice one.
Yeah, it's a wonderful atmosphere to celebrate a win, and yeah, teammates and lots of other people around that you know. So I did go back and look at a few results as well. I mean, Anthony Lunet, is that how you pronounce it? Is that correct? Yeah.
Antoine Lonet.
Yeah, so I've known him for a few years. And interestingly, he won kayak cross silver at the Möckleberg World Cup in 2017. I don't know, two medals. That's actually the only two medals that I can find for Portugal in canoe slalom in recent years. And obviously, yeah, you've had four athletes who've competed for Portugal, four different athletes actually at the Olympics: 96, 2000, 2016, and 2021. So. I don't know. Maybe this is the start of a progression for you. Let's hope.
Well, let's hope. I mean, I know that the board of directors from the federation has changed now, and now there is a big shift in the perspective of canoe slalom and especially kayak cross now in Portugal. So now there is a plan to kind of build up a little bit our sport internally, and obviously, I mean, this gives a very good boost in our country to kind of see as canoe slalom as a real, I mean, not real sport, but canoe slalom has been a little bit the underdog in Portugal because, I mean, we have canoe sprint with Fernando Pimenta, which is just an amazing athlete. I mean, what to say about, and canoe slalom, as you said, two international medals, and this guy maybe has 100 something medals, just international. So it's just crazy to compete with this. So, but now we're trying to build up, and the federation tries to build up the sport and trying to build the foundations for the future. So hopefully this gives a little bit of a boost in this beginning of the term for this next Olympic cycle. So yes, I mean, now the perspectives are very positive after this. I mean, they were already positive. Now they are very, I mean, even way more positive than before.
Okay, well, it's a pleasure to have you on the podcast. It's a pleasure to get to know you and for other people to get to know you too. Okay, well, it's good to know that you have local training facilities and courses and stuff like that. So that it's not all about being in Po or being in Laseo. That there are provision for things locally. Then obviously good results hope bring more money and more opportunities for more coaching and so forth.
And more about motivating as well the young generation, which is also very important, I would say. So now we're at that point where it's building the foundations, and so currently I'm currently living in Po, let's say. Maybe I spend 2 weeks per month there with another Portuguese athlete, João Cunha, also a very good athlete from Portugal. We go there back and forth every month, trying to have best conditions to train, and hopefully we'll be able to shortly, in a few months or a few years, we'll be able to have training facilities and every support here in Portugal and for kids and for the future to not have to go to Port Lascaux and back and forth. and to just be home, because it's a different feeling to be at home, and train home and be here with family and friends. It's a different thing. So now we're trying to work hard on that program.
No, absolutely. That's incredibly important. But anyway, no, I mean, congratulations on the results in Laseo. I mean, you were talking about the fact that this was the Pyrenees Cup was part of your selection. So hopefully this puts you in very good stead. I think you have one more selection race maybe to go. But yeah, hopefully this puts you in very good stead for a very good 2025 season.
Wow, we'll see. Now we're just meeting what is in the documents. So we have the three athletes, me and João Cunha and Lucas Jacob. And Lucas Jacob also did the final in the Pyrenees Cup in Laseu in canoe slalom. Also a very good result. So us three, we're trying to work well to qualify for the international competitions. And yeah, just one more selection races, and we'll try to go and then do the international season. Hopefully to go to the Worlds in Australia. That would be something, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to be there too. So that was Frederico Alvarenga, men's kayak cross winner from the Laseo race. He spoke to us from home in Amarante, Portugal. Thanks to my guests Maialen Chourraut, Miquel Trave and Frederico Alvarenga. Wonderful to learn more about the development of canoe slalom and kayak cross in Portugal. The production and editing of this episode coincided with the Pan American Championships in Montgomery, Alabama. The race weekend also included an ICF ranking race, which serves as the first of the US team trials. Ettore Evaldi was one of the course designers for the races in Montgomery. His eloquent blog provides exceptional insight into the US races. Suffice to say, the results appear a little perplexing. It's only March and the races across 3 continents this year have already demonstrated how bad we are as a sport about publishing accurate, timely results to all the different races. We're also delighted to share news that France's 3-time Olympic gold medalist Tony Estanguet has been made a member of the International Olympic Committee. Congratulations, Tony! As you all know, he was the president of the Paris Olympic Organising Committee. Our next episode will bring insights and results from the races in the USA. The next US team trial is in Oklahoma City. That's the venue for the World Championships in 2026. I'm John Gregory. Thanks for listening. If you enjoy the podcast, tell other people. Send them a link, like, follow, or write a review. Stay safe.
That's it for now, but please subscribe to the podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube, and leave a review too. Until the next episode, keep it fast and clean.